The First Anglo-Burmese War, also known as the First Burma War, was a military conflict between the British Empire and the Kingdom of Burma that took place between 1824 and 1826. The war was fought over Burma's refusal to open its borders to British trade and the British desire to expand their territorial influence in Southeast Asia. Background: in the early 19th century, the British Empire was expanding its influence in Southeast Asia and sought to establish trade relations with Burma. However, the Burmese king, Bajiyadaw, refused to open the country's borders to British trade, and instead sought to expand his own empire by conquering neighboring states. In 1823, the Burmese army invaded the Indian state of Assam, which was under British protection, and the British responded by declaring war on Burma. The British launched a naval and land assault on Burma in early 1824, with the aim of seizing control of the country's coastal regions and forcing the Burmese to negotiate a treaty that would open their borders to British trade. The British forces were led by General Archibald Campbell, who initially faced stiff resistance from the Burmese army. However, the British were better equipped and trained, and gradually gained the upper hand in the conflict. The war was fought in several stages, with the British first capturing the coastal regions of Arakan and Tenasserim, and then moving inland to capture the Burmese capital of Ava in 1826. Outcome: the First Anglo-Burmese War resulted in a British victory and the signing of the Treaty of Yandabo in February 1826. The treaty forced the Burmese to cede control of Assam, Arakan, and Tenasserim to the British and opened up trade between the two countries. The war had significant implications for both Burma and the British Empire. For Burma, it marked the beginning of a long period of decline, as the country struggled to cope with the loss of territory and the economic impact of the treaty. For the British Empire, the war marked a significant step in the expansion of its territorial influence in Southeast Asia, and paved the way for further colonial expansion in the region. Conclusion: the First Anglo-Burmese War was a significant event in the history of Southeast Asia and the British Empire. It marked a turning point in the relationship between the two countries and had lasting implications for the region. The war was controversial at the time and remains a subject of debate and discussion today, with some seeing it as a symbol of British imperialism and others as a necessary step in the expansion of British influence in Southeast Asia.